Hey Leo, this one is for you. This is Terra Lumination with a little bit of Astro Babble. It's all about the Leo new moon eclipse, the Leo North Node. It's all happening at once around the end of August 21st, 2017. And this is kind of a little update miniature playlist. It's for you, Leo. That's you, okay? And what we're going to do is just look at a little bit of what's going on with this whole Leo North Node thing. We made the Leo North Node playlist long ago. It felt like the right thing to do at the time, but it seems it was very premature because there wasn't a lot of chatter going on. But now it's all over the net, of course. So what we're doing here is like a refining and an updating of what's already in play. I would highly, highly recommend and suggest and invite you to watch the Leo North Node playlist inside the Terra Illumination channel to get a bigger, broader picture. And then you can come back to this too to get a little bit of fine tuning to where we are right now on this very important calendar moment in the year. Okay, so Leo, here we go. I'll just set this aside. Well, what we did is this. I just kept it really simple. Here's Leo, that's you, whether it's sun, moon, or rising. Okay, it's the power, all that energy. So we're dealing with the Leo new moon eclipse, Leo North Node, around the end of August 21st, 2017. Now, right now, what's going to be happening at the end of August is you're going to have, right there on that new moon, you're going to have the sun, the moon, Mars, and the North Node, and the eclipse all happening at once, simultaneously. That's an awful lot of Leo firepower at once, okay? And it's affecting everybody. It depends, who you are, what your signs are, and things like that. But for you, Leo, you're getting it right in your face, so to speak, because that's you. So with the whole Leo North Node journey, it's about evolving from Leo Mark 1 into Leo Mark 2, especially for you because you are Leo. Okay, so you're being invited to leave behind anything and everything that is redundant, obsolete, just you've been there, done that. It's just there's no point in recycling the same stuff over and over and over again. It's time to evolve and move on. Bring all the treasures of the South Node that you own and have and integrated into your being, and bring them to the North Node to share with the world. It's with the Aquarius South Node for you. It's right in your area of 7th house, significant chosen relationships. So you might have been giving away a lot of your light and your power and your strength and your inspiration and fun and creativity for not much, reason or purpose. And because the reality is you deserve some of that for yourself. And it's okay for you to become even more of the shiny, brighter star and live by example. Be a really, really, really high frequency, really premium quality luxury model Leo, okay? And live by example. Live out the true Leo identity, the way of being, like being very well. Let's look at it here, okay? So you've got all the planets and those energies piling up right here, right in your face, so to speak. The house of self. This is the first house. It's the house of self, the personality, appearances. I am. That's I am. That's who I am. That's who I am. That's what I want. That's what I do. It's what I need. That's what I go for. It's about your profile. It's about how others see you. It's about your perceptions. It's about how you are perceived. It's your mannerisms. It's your physical body. It's your being, okay? So your being, it's almost like walking into stark naked in front of a mirror and being asked to become a whole new, improved version of yourself. That's a big challenge, okay? So we're going to look at this. We're just going to pull a little mini reading here to see kind of what's going on. We're going to go back to the tarot now because this is a tarot channel. It's not an astrology channel, but we like now and again to do a bit of astrobabble. So, by the way, there is a lot of support for you, Leo, because you are a big fire sign and you still have this big fire grand trine supporting you. You also have this, it's kind of a big fat wide loose yod, like a big finger of God, also impelling us to move forward, but specifically you, Leo, to be the most awesome Leo ever. Okay, So you have a lot of support, okay? You're very lucky in that way. Now, we're going to do a really very tiny, simple little 3-card spread here. We're going to put you up here like this. Remember, read for your sun, moon, and rising, okay? Please watch the Leo North Node playlist video from earlier. It's inside the Tarot Illumination library somewhere, okay? It's on a big playlist somewhere. So we're going to pull 3 little cards. Very, very simple. This will be the South Node energy from which you are evolving. This is the North Node energy towards which you are evolving. And this is hopefully how we're going to do that effectively, so you don't trip up or end up in the wrong direction. I mean, realistically, it's going to happen anyway. The question is, are you going to go with the flow or are you going to fight it? So, you know, it makes life a lot easier if you go with the flow, but the challenge then is just to surrender. To surrender and embrace the flow. And sometimes that's very, very hard to do, you know. For anybody, it doesn't matter what your sign is. Cards were already well shuffled in advance, by the way. And we're just taking it up to the last second because I want you to be a witness. We're going to keep it really simple. And just come out with a little tiny story here. So you can get some momentum and build up in advance. So by the time this eclipse happens and you're moving into September, you're kind of all prepped up and ready to go. Excuse me, I just need a sip of fluids. Okay, there we go. I've been doing a lot of readings. Okay, so we're just going to keep going. Last bit of shuffle. Here we go. All right. We're going to cut it up, cut it up, cut it up. And now we're going to read for you, Leo, okay? Let's have a look. Let's see what happens, okay? South Node energy, North Node energy. How are we going to do this, at least for now? Remember, we're talking about a very significant calendar moment in the whole freaking year, all right? Now we're going to look at the bottom card in just a second. This is what I think of as the weather, the energies that are there regardless, and it's up to you, Leo, of course, to understand them and make the most of it, just like you do with your physical body, with the weather around you outside your front door every day. Doesn't matter in northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, whatever it is, you're going to make the best of it. And you have Queen of Swords. So what I'm feeling here very, very strongly, Leo, is that it's very, very important that you make a very, very, very firm decision now moving forward. It's like, by law, Leo, am no longer willing to put up with any kind of bogus bullshit. Okay? People, attitudes, thoughts, situations, behaviors, expectations, subconscious programming, subconscious self-defeating behaviors, whatever it is. Enough is enough is enough. No more BS, okay? It's almost like you have to state this as a commandment to yourself. It's time to like cut to the truth, get to the truth about what has to be done and how to do it. And you're kind of under a lot of pressure, Leo, because you are a Leo. Okay, and typically Leos, there's a lot of eyes on Leo, because typically Leos are right out there living their life, because that's what they do. That's how they do it. It's the rock star sign. It's the pop star, the musician, the creator, the writer, the performer, the actor, the player, so to speak. It doesn't matter what your day job is, but it's how you do it. The energy of Leo is very, very generous, kind, radiant, and enjoys being happy, loves to be happy, and doesn't understand sometimes why others cannot be. But now we're talking about you and your own energy, Leo. It's time for you, in order to evolve. It's not about, oh, what do I have to do? What do I have to get? It's about what are you going to undo? It's about detaching yourself and cutting away. It's like doing a lot of cutting away all of the bullshit that no longer serves you, especially very deeply buried self-defeating behaviors in the context of very important, significant one-on-one relationships, like a spouse or a major business partner, husband, wife type of energy, you know, that kind of thing. That's more than friends and friendship and acquaintances. We're talking about very important chosen relationships, okay? So And time to have a relationship with yourself first. Okay, love you first. Okay, Leo, it's really, really important message here. You don't have to be giving it away all the time, no matter how rich you might feel and abundant you might be. So let's have a look. Okay, look, 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 look. Da, 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 da. Happy, happy, happy card. This is the 10 of Cups, Leo. So deep down, it's probably like we should have guessed that this card would come up. This is an indication that deep down, you already know this. You already know that you're kind of like the fountain of your own happiness. It's like it's your natural state of being, okay? And you do have a lot of this. You have so much that it's almost like you don't know what to do with it. And this is your buried treasure. Happiness in the biggest, broadest sense. Like, this is the happiness where people can give you a big hug, you can give people a big hug, and it isn't just one-on-one. It's like everything in your world, your family, your home, your friends, your loved ones, all the energy of love that is shared between yourself and others. When you are loving, you are loved. And you are an expert at this at some level, Leo, deep down. It's just that it might be impeded at the moment because you might have just been accidentally giving it all away. And now it's time to claim some for yourself and without any shame, and then take it up a notch. Be the whole new Leo Mark II, where it's almost like you're like amazing people in your new expression of self. Like there's a whole new level of you yet to come up, where you're going to take this whole energy of happiness up a whole notch and live by example. So that's actually quite a challenge, Leo. Okay, just that's how I'm feeling it here. So especially because, well, anything that's not this, it's because of the bullshit. Okay, so the important way, before we've even got to this card of how, it feels already very strong indication here at Tarot Lumination that a healthy way to move forward is, I know you're not supposed to focus on the negative, but be very, very aware of that which is impeding you and go deep within to figure that out, because it's typically inside of you. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so it's, to me, with this little Four of Pentacles here, it's an indication to become very, very aware of your own self-worth. Have a really, really good look. Like when you start doing this whole process of self-examination and cutting yourself away from anything and anyone that is not worthy of you, you're going to really start to become aware of your true worth, of what really, of the real value of what you have, the real value of this. And once you start becoming aware of that, you're going to use that as like a foundation. This is like a new foundation being built for a new life ahead, where you lock it down. You put down the four corners like of a building, and that becomes a very solid structure for the future. And in that sense, you can see, like, the others can sense the value in you, and you start to witness the value inside of yourself. So it isn't just an emotional experience. It's actually something very tangible and valuable that can be even monetized. For example, you might have all sorts of gifts that are still out there that could have increasing value to others, where you are more highly appreciated, more highly valued, and that adds to your stash, so to speak, adds to your self-worth. So when you start seeing evidence, more and more evidence about how your self, your identity, is actually more valuable than you might have thought or realized before, through the process of reflection from others, then it becomes something that you own. You can actually have it and own it and keep it. And that would be the appropriate thing to do, and build a power base, build a structure, a new foundation for moving ahead, where it isn't all kind of perhaps up there in the clouds, but it's very, very tangible. It's a very, very tangible form of the new Leo Mark II, whatever that would be, especially in significant relationships, which the most important one is with yourself. It's really, as you move forward, it's recognizing that you have a duty and obligation to honor and recognize this wealth of abundance, of happiness that you have inside of you, and lock it down and make it real and not squander it on all of this. This is inappropriate and needs to grow out of that. I mean, you know, sure, take everything that you know, but move on, okay? Move on, move on, move on. How are you going to do that effectively? You're going to let whatever ever has to go, you let it go, okay? It's pretty blunt. I'm being really blunt here. We're just cutting, cutting, cutting. Allow it to fall apart, okay? It might feel very traumatic in some ways, or very weird, or very disorienting, but please understand the Tower is in some ways one of the most powerful healing cards in the deck, because so long as you accept that this is actually good news for you, the energy of transformation, transformational healing, it's just going to make things better, because a whole new foundation is going to come into place. It's not going to happen overnight. This process of letting the Tower unfold, it could be incremental, like one experience after another, after another, after another, of things falling apart, moving away, being cut away, which allows this to flourish ever more than before, and new foundations of wealth and happiness manifesting down the road, okay? So that's what I got for you, Leo. I hope you get something out of this little reading. Please make the best of it. Read for your sun, moon, and rising. Enjoy. Mush it all together. Please watch the Leo North Node playlist as well from a while back. Okay, bye. Thanks for visiting, Leo. Bye.